All right, everybody. Welcome to the Hockey Gambling Podcast on the Sports Gambling Podcast Network. My name is Talon Jenkins, joined with our hosts. We got Ryan Gilbert and Joel Meyer. Gentlemen, how the hell are we doing tonight?
I'm doing good. I love these earlier Wednesday shows. I can indulge a little bit, have a few hours after the show before I have to go to bed. So that's always a good time. Always good to have you back as well, Talon. I don't have to host, and it's always just much more enjoyable when the boys are back together here.
What's the story, lads? I just came back from my favorite Irish bar in the city, all the way on the other side of town. I had to re-up my favorite hot sauce. Shout out to the Fine Bo's African Ghost Pepper Sauce. It's excellent stuff. Highly recommend it if you can get it. I can only get it at the South African grocery store on the other side of town. Yeah, that bar is the best. It's actually cheap, unlike all the shitty Irish bars downtown, and it's actually operated by real Irish people. So yeah, that was a nice time. Shout out to the Fox and the Hound. Great place. Any people in Vancouver, highly recommend it.
Yeah, I hate that you just said, what do you say? How's your story? Is that what you said? What's the
story, lads? That's how they say it. What's up in Ireland?
Dude, it reminds me. So I was hanging out. My old college roommate, he's in a band, right? And it's all like, I don't know, they're like shoegaze and all that kind of weird shit. And they're cool guys for the most part, but there's one guy I don't really like too much. We were all doing mushrooms once, chilling at his house, and this guy just looks at me and he's sitting there with his girlfriend. And he's like, "So, bro, what's your story?" I'm like, shut the fuck up. Don't ask me what my story is. Like, what do you want me to know? My whole life here? Get the fuck out of town. So I don't know. When you said that, it threw me off guard a little bit. But anyways, yeah, I'm doing good. Like Ryan said, it's good to be back. I haven't been back on the show for about like 2 weeks now. So it's nice to be rocking and rolling, but on that midnight grind. But anytime we can go and have some fun with the boys here, or with the lads, I guess, as Jolie would say today, it's all good shit, man. All right, we're gonna get rock and rolling here, yo. Everybody go check out the SGPN website. That's the place to be. Tons of stuff going on in the world of sports. NHL coming off the All-Star break. I'm sure you guys talked a little bit about that the past couple shows. I think NBA is going into their All-Star break. Fuck, we got the Super Bowl coming up this weekend. We guess we shouldn't bury the lead. That's pretty big going on. Baseball, I've heard rumblings and grumblings out of the world of baseball, so I'm sure there's stuff going down there. Ryan, anything we need to have our finger on the pulse here, or what?
No, not really. Still a few free agents out there waiting to sign. So Cody Bellinger, Jordan Montgomery. So yeah, there's still some guys unsigned with spring training just around the corner here. Pitchers and catchers, and any day now.
Right on. We'll be eagerly awaiting to get that news. Anyways, tons of stuff. There was golf. We got Waste Management. That's teeing off tomorrow. That's going to be sweet. So tons of stuff in the world of sports. You can find all that information at the SGPN website. Go check it out. Read the articles. Check out all the other shows as well. Everybody does a kick-ass job there. Shout out to the boy Jeff Fox as always. And of course, man, shout out all of our friends and pals in the Discord. It's bumping. Everybody's having a good time in there. It's the place to be, dude. It doesn't matter what hour of the night. There's going to be conversations going on in there. Everybody's having a good time, man. So shout out to all our friends and pals in the Discord. If you're not in the Discord, you're not making money. If you want to get in the Discord, you can reach out to myself or Ryan on Twitter. We'll be sure to point you in the right direction. Or you can reach out to the HGP Twitter account. Social media assistant producer will get you going. He was a beauty. Love talking to that guy, especially the Discord last night. He's awesome. Or what you can do is, I don't know, you can just go down to your local Irish pub, baby. And if that's what happens to be in Vancouver or West Van or whatever, or East Van, wherever the fuck Jolie is, he'll be the guy sitting there in a wicked jacket that he's wearing right now too. That looks pretty awesome. So you see him sitting out there, just go to the bar and be like, "Hey, Lassie, do you mind telling me how to get into the Discord?" And he'll be like, "Oh, here's how you get it done, my friend." And then after that, you'll be right in the Discord, baby.
Just don't eat their food. Drink their beer. Don't eat their food.
That's a good point.
Bring your own spices if you're going to have any English or Irish food, I guess.
Yeah, hot sauce from South Africa.
Yeah. Make sure to follow us on Twitter at HockeySGPN. Subscribe to the podcast on YouTube. Shout out everyone in the chat there. I got Catfish in there, of course. Very loyal listener there. So shout out Catfish. Shout out everyone there on YouTube that's been commenting. Got a lot of nice comments recently because we actually hit a few plays. I think our consensus plays for last night ended up going 10-1.
Funny how that works.
Yeah.
When I'm not here, you guys actually hit shit. Is that what you're saying? Like,
once in a blue moon we hit that. But yeah, shout out everyone on YouTube. Subscribe there. Subscribe to Apple, Spotify. Leave us a 5-star rating and review, and I'll read it at the end of the show.
All right, we're going to move into our lock dogs and totals from the last time we were all together. The games we're going to be talking about, these are old. I think it was like January 27th, so we don't got to go too big into them, but we'll run through it quickly. Your boy, me, 3-0, baby, plus 3.96 units. Jolie went 2-1, up 1.59 units, and Ryan went 1-1 with the weird push that we don't see too often when we do this, but down 0.11 units. Jolie, kick us off. Run us through here, buddy.
Sure. My lock was a total. The Knights Red Wings over 6, minus 112. I think there were like 5 goals in the first period. It was looking pretty good. No goals in the second period. It started to get slightly nervous, but no, this one cleared easily. That was a good bet. Dog, Islanders money line home against the Panthers. I didn't watch much of this game, but I know that the Islanders lost in overtime. I went 1-8 in all my games that went to overtime that week, and I still came out profitable. So shout out to me. Yeah, I didn't mind this one though. I'd make that bet again. And then total, I don't remember this game at all. we were talking off air, like nobody remembers this game. Apparently it was 6-3. Devils Lightning over 6.5, minus 125. Ryan informing us that there were only 2 goals after 2 periods, but it went easily over in the end. So yeah, you're a real one if you remember this one.
Yeah, for myself, my lock was a push, locked up the total. Maple Leafs Jets under 6 plus 100. Had to look it back up, but yeah, this was a 4-1 Leafs lead until 12 seconds left when Mason Appleton scored. Make it a push on the under 6 there. My dog, the Stars on the puck line, plus 105 against the Capitals. They were up 2 at some point, but they won in overtime 5-4. And my total, the Predators, Oilers under 6.5, minus 112. This was during the Oilers' big winning streak when they were allowing 2 goals or fewer. They won that one 4-1, so I was able to get a win there.
All right, for myself, like I said, 3-0, baby. Needed a big bounce back show for my lock. I had the game Jolie was just talking about that nobody knows what the hell happened. Tampa Bay money line against the Devils, minus 155. What do you say, 6-3 final? Something like that? Mm-hmm. Right on. For my dog, Detroit puck line plus 180 versus the Vegas Golden Knights here. This was the fire up the Detroit City play. I remember this. The Lions were about to have a big game in the playoffs and shit. We were all pumped for that. We went with the city, man, and the sports gods paid off here. I think it was like a 5-2 final with an empty net. I think Larkin had a pair of goals in this game or something like that. I was watching it. And then for my total, Pittsburgh, Montreal, under 6.5, minus 115. I think this was like a 3-2 overtime final or something like that. I don't really recall off the top of my head, but ended up going under nonetheless. So big show, and fuck, I sure as hell needed it. So that's always good to see you.
You fucking with your cat with the laser pointer?
I am. I got the laser. Can you guys see that? Sorry. Yeah, it's the only way I can distract him. He was biting at my little mic there, so I had to get him out of here somehow.
All right. We are brought to you by DraftKings Sportsbook. Looking for a super offer for Super Bowl 58? DraftKings Sportsbook has you covered. New customers can bet on the big game and turn $5 into $200 instantly in bonus bets. Download the DraftKings Sportsbook app now and use code SGP. New customers can bet $5 to get $200 instantly in bonus bets. Only on DraftKings Sportsbook, an official sports betting partner of Super Bowl 58 with code SGP. The crown is yours. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER, or in West Virginia, visit www.1800gambler.net. In New York, call 877-8-HOPE-NY or text HOPE-NY 467-369. In Connecticut, help is available for problem gambling. Call 888-789-7777 or visit ccpg.org. Please play responsibly. On behalf of Boot Hill Casino and Resort in Kansas, 21 plus, age varies by jurisdiction, void in Ontario. Bonus bets expire 168 hours after issuance. See dkng.com/football for eligibility and deposit restrictions, terms, and responsible gaming resources. And check out Underdog Fantasy as a way to play alongside your favorite fantasy players all season long. No matter the sport, simply pick higher or lower on your favorite players' fantasy stats and cash in. You can win 100 times your entry with some spicy plays. So watch along, make your picks, and maybe make a little cash over on Underdog's mobile app or website, underdogfantasy.com. When you sign up with the promo code HGP, Underdog will double your first deposit up to $100. That's Underdog Fantasy, promo code HGP.
We'll keep that in mind, Catfish. Let's go. All right, boys. We got a 7-game slate set here for Thursday, February 8th. Good to be back, gentlemen. Are we ready to rock and roll here or what?
Oh, yeah.
Nope. I was going to say, I guess we're not ready to rock and roll. Like, fuck, Jesus. All right, first game on the docket here. We got the Colorado Avalanche against the Carolina Hurricanes. Game itself is in Carolina. Colorado, the money line sitting at plus 120. Canes on the money line at minus 142. The over-unders at 6.5. Over sitting at minus 102. The under minus 118. Jolie, Mr. Meyer, this is a pretty big game for Colorado here, yo. Maybe potential Stanley Cup final matchup. Who knows? What do you think is going to go down here with your team?
Well, 2 games. Offense is looking pretty shit. Only 2 goals through 5 periods until Cam McCarr snuck a sneaky one past Vitek Vanacek, who was having a great game with the Devils against the Avs in that one. So the Avalanche offense isn't really firing after the All-Star break. Early days, of course. And they go against the Hurricanes team who just suffered a defeat against the Canucks. Of course, it was a very low-event game. That's the way the Hurricanes played and the way the Canucks played, too. Like Ryan had the under in that one. That was a good bet. There were hardly any shots in that one. Both teams playing great defense. And we're going with a very different strategy with the Avalanche, different way of playing the game. So it's worlds collide here, a clash of styles with the Avalanche offense against the Hurricanes defense. So yeah, it's tough to handicap these ones, but I think that the Avalanche bounced back. We saw how pissed off McKinnon was after the game with the Devils winning with 2 minutes left in the game. Didn't even get the precious loser point. But yeah, coming back to Raleigh here, I think that the Avalanche bounced back. I haven't bet this one, but I lean to the Avalanche. And if you bet in the Avalanche, it's correlated with the over because they're not going to win games 3-2 very often. So lean to the over as well. But yeah, like I said, I haven't bet this one. I just hope the Avs come through.
Yeah, should be a good game here. Don't really have a strong feeling on this side. I guess if anything, I would lean to the Avs at plus 120, but as Joel said, that is kind of correlated to the over, and I like the under here, under 6.5 at minus 118. The Canes have been an under team, pretty much that's what they're known for. They are finally now have more unders than overs this season after going under last game, now under in 4 straight. And I think, after the All-Star break here, you're definitely going to see it more after the trade deadline, but this is the home stretch for teams, for playoff teams. They want to get their playoff style right. They want to make sure they're playing responsible hockey. And I think, we saw that luckily getting the 3-2 win for Vancouver last night in Carolina. So I see a similar game here. Could see an overtime here. So maybe take a draw there or a correct score, 2-2 or 3-3. But my only bet for this one is the under 6.5 at minus 118.
Yeah, I'm kind of leaning with my boy Joel here on this one. Obviously, Colorado's the better team when they're at home. So coming into the road against a strong team like Carolina, that makes you question a couple things here. But I think the biggest thing for me is goaltending here, man. Like Pyotr Chetkov is expected to get the nod for Carolina. What I'm seeing hasn't been confirmed, so I'll be keeping an eye out for that as well. But I don't know. And I'm not saying Gorgiev's been better either. He definitely hasn't. They both have identical 0.898 save percentage.
He won the All-Star thing.
He won the All-Star thing.
Everyone was laughing at him for coming to the All-Star game.
You're right.
He showed him up.
It's great to see a Russian give a shit in the All-Star game for once. It's very interesting. But yeah, no, I'm for that sake, I'm leaning towards the over. I think we're going to see some goals. Yes, Joel brought up a good point too, and it's like you have the defensive style of Carolina. I think they're like second in the league for averaging on shots on goal against, only giving up like 26. But then you have that dynamite offense that we are seeing in Colorado here, and I just can't go against my boy Nate Dogg. You're going to give me McKinnon for a shit goalie at plus 120. I'll be all over that. So give me Colorado on the money line at plus 120, and give me the over 6.5 minus 102. Okay, moving down to the 7 p.m. time slot again here. We got the Winnipeg Jets against the Philadelphia Flyers. Game itself is in Philadelphia. My parents, they weren't in Philadelphia, but they were in Pennsylvania last week. So there you go. Shout out to Pennsylvania. Shout out.
Were they close to Philadelphia, or were they like
no?
Were they out there near Dilly and Pittsburgh?
They were closer to Dilly and Pittsburgh. They were saying they didn't quite make it into Pittsburgh, but they were just cruising and doing whatever those two do. I don't really want to know, but so game itself here is in Philly. Winnipeg on the money line sitting at minus 155. Philly on the money line at plus 130. The over under is at 5.5. Both over under sitting at minus 110. Right, guy, what's up with your Flyers here? Big game against the Jets.
Yeah, big game here. Got a big homestand coming up. 3 straight home games every other night, Tuesday or Thursday, Saturday, and then Monday here. Flyers looked good in Florida for the second and third periods. We talked about that last night. Bad first period, but only allowed to 1 power play goal, won that 1-2-1. Sam Marson looked pretty good, and Winnipeg has not got their offense going recently. They got shut out in Pittsburgh on Tuesday night. Went into the break only scoring 3 goals in their previous 3 games here. So I think the best bet here would be the under 5.5 at minus 110. Tortorella wants the Flyers playing more defensive. He's talked about that And that's the Jets' whole style. I mean, they have the Vezina Trophy front runner in Connor Hellebuck. They've been one of the best under teams so far this season. It was a 2-0 final with the Flyers winning in Winnipeg last month on the 13th. So like the under 5.5 here. And this line's kind of getting up to where I might take the Flyers plus 130. They're they gotta get the act together at home, but it's tough to bet against Winnipeg. Have lost 4 straight, so just going to stick with the under here.
Yeah, I think the under is the only play here for me as well. Again, haven't bet this one. Not a strong feeling either way, but for all the reasons Ryan mentioned, I like the under as well. Interesting that in Greg Wyshynski's latest awards polling, Connor Hellebuck was actually the third nominee, or the third most voted player for the Hart. I don't think that he'll win, but that's just interesting to bring up. It's very hard for a goalkeeper to win the Hart Trophy, of course. So I just thought that was interesting. But yeah, the under 5.5, even like you don't see many 5.5s these days, but in a Jets game that makes a lot of sense. And yeah, it's not a great Flyers offense right now. But yeah, like Ryan said, they're playing better defense. So yeah, under 5.5 would be the bet for me. Lean to the Flyers money line, but again, haven't bet this game at all.
Yeah, I think I don't know, Ryan, you might not agree with me here. This might be a little bit mean as well, but I think we're kind of going to see Philly drop back to maybe, I guess, a little bit closer to what we expected from this team at the start of the season, which I don't think it should be as big of a shot here, dude. Like, this is all the credit, not only to John Tortorella for implementing a system defensive wise, but as well as the players for buying into it, man. That's the most important thing. It shows a sign of a good locker room, and it shows that, maybe this year might not be the best year for Philadelphia, even though they have been playing awesome, but the future's looking like it should be hopefully in decent shape. With that being said, I fucking love the Jets in this game, man. Ryan brought up a good point here. This Winnipeg team's on a 4-game losing streak. That like, when you think the Winnipeg Jets, you don't think of a team that goes on a 5-game fucking skid at all this year. So I'm sorry. I think that the boys are going to show up ready to fucking rock and roll. Road records, they've been good, man. 14-6-3 on the road this year. Connor Hellebuck, like you guys said, this guy's just an absolute stud. 23-10-3 record, 2.22 goals against average, 0.923 save percentage here. Those are big numbers, man. I think Mark Scheifele's back as well. Has he played a game back yet with the Jets? I'm not seeing him on the injury report, so I imagine that he'll be playing.
He got taken off the IR. I don't know if he played in the last one, though.
Yeah,
I think he played last night.
Okay, well, that's big to have him back, man. This guy is an absolute stud. I hate his guts, but he's a hell of a hockey player, and they're a much better team with him in the lineup. So anyways, I'm going to be all over the Jets here at minus 155, and you guys both brought up some excellent points leaning towards the under here. Samuel Ersson has been... he's been good. Is it safe to say this kid came out of nowhere? Is that weird to say? Like, fuck, I never heard of him before this year.
Yeah, I mean, Flyers fans kind of liked him last year a little bit. He had like a decent stretch, but he's been very up and down.
Right on, man. So that's good to see. Yeah. Anyways, give me the under. Give me the Jets, baby. And Philly fans, I'm not shitting on you, but I think we're gonna see you fall back a little bit here. All right, moving to the 7 p.m. time slot again. We got the Washington Capitals against the Florida Panthers. Game itself is in Florida. Washington on the money line at plus 200. Panthers on the money line at minus 245. Panthers on the puck line at plus 1.5 is paying off plus 102. The over-unders at 6. Over paying off plus 105. The under minus 125 here, man. Boys, the Panthers keep growing on me. I fucking hate it because this team drives me nuts, but they're battling, man. Second in the Atlantic, a 31-15-4 record here. Washington, I don't know. Like, they're shit. They're shit. It's safe to say they're a better home team than they are on the road, obviously, here. But we saw that hot start in the season. They're definitely not too much to write home about here. It's a David versus Goliath kind of story in this one, man. Now, how do you play Florida? Minus 245 is a hell of a lot of juice. I'd be looking maybe regulation. Even that, you're probably seeing, like, I don't know, maybe like minus 160 or something like that. Yep. Puck line, is that what it is exactly? Minus 160?
160, 165, yeah.
Okay, close enough. Puck line might even be available too, man. This Florida team, like Sam Bennett's just been lighting the fucking lamp. How come nobody's talking about this guy's contract? He's going to get paid. But yeah, so give me the Panthers anyway, which possible, maybe like a team total. And then also I might be leaning towards like a Washington team total under the number, man. This team's 30th in the league for goals scored per game. Bobrovsky, if he does play this game, he has some sweet numbers this year. 2.51 goals against average, 0.910 save percentage. This game, I don't love the total. Maybe the under. I'm kind of seeing like a a 4-1 final, maybe even a 5-1 final for Florida here with the push and play at 6. But I don't know. I guess give me the under.
Yeah, Joel and I have been shitting on Washington the past few nights here, especially with Kuznetsov out now. I did hit their under 83.5 points after losing to Montreal last night. I think they're going to lose again here down in Florida. Florida played well against the Flyers, but the Flyers turned it on in the second half of that game. Yeah, the Caps are just a bad hockey team. They've lost 5 straight. 4 of them were by at least 2 goals, including 3-by-3 goals here. So I think Florida easily wins this by margin. So getting plus odds on that, I like that a lot at plus 102. Let's go and take a shot at Sam Reinhart, anytime goal scorer at plus 110. I think anytime you can get him at plus odds against a team that, like the Capitals, where the Panthers should score 3 or 4 goals. He's scored in over half of games this season. 8 of his past 10, 16 of his past 20. So he's just been on fire. So Panthers and a Reinhart goal.
We are all aligned on this game. My feelings on these teams are very clear. High on the Panthers, high on the Capitals. If you want the under 85.5 points, come to the Discord. I'll give you a book that'll give you that number.
Is it an offshore book?
Minus 130. It's both legal and offshore. I don't know if it's legal in Pennsylvania, but it's legal in some states, and it's illegal in BC. Anyway, it's a book that I was recently reconciled with.
Yes, okay. you can bet there. You can bet there every day of the year if you want to say that.
That's right. Well done. Panthers. I don't know if I want to do the puck line, considering how the way the Panthers play. They just play these 3-2 games all the time. But definitely regulation, and I like the under as well. Capitals, just their offense is one of the worst in the league, but their defense is still okay-ish. And the Panthers, they don't really want to push the play. If they're winning, they're just going to sit on the lead. So I like the under, and I like the Panthers regulation at the minus 160, 165 price, whatever it's at. Or you could do that the little money line thing with the under 7.5, and then the Panthers money line, because Panthers aren't winning this game like 5-4. That's pretty crazy. So yeah, definitely Panthers in the under for me.
All right, heading down to the 7 p.m. time slot again. We have the Vancouver Canucks against the Boston Bruins. Game itself is in Boston in the Gardens. This is a repeat of, what was it, 2011 Stanley Cup Final? 2012? One of those 2 years?
2011, I think.
2011?
2012?
Yeah.
Was 12?
Maybe 2011, 12?
I don't know.
Who cares? These teams met in the Stanley Cup Finals, baby. Always some animosity here between them two.
2012 was Kings. Yeah.
Okay, cool. Canucks on the money line sitting at plus 110. Bruins on the money line at minus 130. The over-unders at 6. Over paying off minus 112. The under minus 108. Mr. Gilbert, pretty tough matchup here, man. Which way you leaning?
Yeah, this should be another good game here between two good teams, 2 teams right at the top of the league right now, fighting for the President's Trophy. Vancouver did take over as the favorites after last night. Boston coming out with an absolute egg against Calgary, lost that one 4-1. Vancouver went down to Carolina, got a good 3-2 win. I don't know. Vancouver's PDO is just I don't think they're going to regress at any point, because they have Demko, they have all these talented shooters we keep talking about here, but I feel like this game is going to be like an under game, under 6 minus 108. I mentioned it before with the Avs Canes game. These teams are going to start playing more playoff type hockey. I know the Canucks do tend to go over a little bit, but I think Boston want to try to slow things down at home, get back to their game. So that's my bet here, under 6 at minus 108. I like that quite a bit. But betting aside, I would probably lean to Vancouver as underdogs. They've been fine on the road. Tough betting against Boston at home, but if I had to, I would take Vancouver. But just betting the under here.
Once again, I am aligned with Ryan there with the under. But normally I would be thinking of betting the Bruins here, but the vibes around Vancouver, like this Canucks team, are just tremendous right now. The team is clicking with the Lindholm trade. Like there's no disconnect after losing Kuzmenko, no real jostling in the locker room, and everyone loves this guy immediately, seems like. And he scores 2 goals, 2 tip-in goals on the power play. And the second line now with him, Pettersson, Mikheyev looks awesome. So yeah, I still lean the Canucks. This is a real clincher for me, because I got these Canucks President's Trophies bets, and if the Canucks win this one, we're looking real pretty. I do have some Bruins as well, but definitely prefer the Canucks by far. But I'm not betting the game. I'm just going to be cheering for the Canucks. Kind of lean that way still. Bruins off a loss is never a good thing to fade, though. So, yeah, it's another reason why I'm not betting this one. But, yeah, the under 6 would be my bet, along with Brian there, with both goalies playing tremendously well. Both defenses excellence. Canucks, they're not the run and gun team we saw last year, that's for sure. And the Bruins never are that team. Oh, one more note, I learned during the broadcast yesterday that the Bruins, not during the broadcast, it was somebody, it was on a podcast or something, but Coyle and Zaka are actually on pace to have more points than Bergeron and Krejci last year. So we always talk about, they need another center. They need another center. But no, turns out they're all right without them. So, the Bruins just keep trucking. I don't know. They just keep finding a way. But, yeah, under 6 is the only bet for me in this one.
I'd say the Bruins find a way, like you said. Yeah, I love Vancouver in this game, dude. Plus 110 as road dogs here. Not shitting on Boston. Obviously, they're a great team. Vancouver's been awesome on the road. They're, dude, like 16-7-3 record on the year. That Lindholm deal, I'm sure you guys talked about it. I haven't been able to say anything about it yet. This is sick for Vancouver. And this is such like a niche, not a niche thing, but such like maybe a cliche to say, oh, I love the fact that they went and pulled off the deal as early as they did. You know, everybody says you need time to get acclimated with the team, time to get acclimated inside a dressing room. And you get this deal done like about a month before the actual trade deadline. That's huge. You can't understate the value of that, man. So to go in there, have success, build the team, and be ready with the playoffs, I think that's a perfect pickup. If this Lindholm can get back to where he was, like, I don't know, what was it, 2 or 3 years ago when he was on that line with, it was like him, Goudreau, and Kachuk. They all had like over 40 goals or something in Calgary. Like, that's insane. We know this guy can put the biscuit in the basket. Any depth scoring that you can get on that Vancouver team with the likes they already have, with like Pedersen lighting the lamp, Besser having an awesome year. Like even the depth scoring from like Lafferty and McKayev generating chances too. Like this team is awesome, dude. They're stacked. They're going to the fucking moon. So give me the Canucks in this game plus 110. I really like what we're seeing here. Carson Soucy still out. That hurts on the back end. Yes, he's not like, a top 4 kind of guy, but he brings some value to the back end, man. He's a good defenseman. I know he's well liked in the dressing room as well. So that still hurts, but I don't think it's going to be enough to factor in, especially with the way Thatcher Demko's playing this year.
He's actually an underrated defenseman for sure. I'm glad you brought that up because Carson Soucy is a great puck moving guy. Like they definitely miss him. Of course, Canucks have a bunch of other guys around, but the Canucks have to do a lot better with him in the lineup. So I'm glad you brought that up.
For sure, bro. And then, I'm right with you guys on the under in this game too. I think we're going to see a battle, man. Like, we've said it a couple times on the show, like, oh, we're going to see a playoff style hockey game. Well, Christ, you got arguably the 2 best teams in the league going at it here. So to expect anything less, I don't think we're going to see that. So it's going to be a battle. Give me the under. Give me the Canucks, baby.
All right. We're brought to you by the Super Bowl 58 props contest. It's $1,000 winner take all, free to enter. Pick 58 props for Super Bowl 58. Enter today at sportsgamblingpodcast.com/SB58 or the link in the SGPN app. And make sure you check out Cut. Cut is a peer-to-peer social betting platform that's U.S.-based and available in 40 states. Peer-to-peer social betting is a new and better way to bet. You can bet directly against your friends or other users on any event with a verifiable outcome. Plus, they have tons of fun social features like group chats, betting leaderboards, history, profiles, fan groups, and more. Cut offers lower VIG and fully customizable odds, perfect for those fun Super Bowl prop bets. Cut handles the payment side of things, so you never have to chase anyone down for money. Cut is the peer-to-peer social betting platform that is U.S.-based and available in 40 states. Make sure you go to cut.com, that's KUTT.com, and use promo code SGPN for a 10% deposit bonus. And make sure you check out Game Time. Buying tickets to your favorite event should not be stressful. Game Time is the fast and easy way to buy tickets for all the sports, music, comedy, and theater near you. With killer deals on last-minute tickets and their best price guarantee, you can stop stressing over the tickets and start getting hyped for the fun you'll have. Game Time app experience is great, has those flash deals, last-minute tickets, easy to find and buy tickets, and you get the images of the seat views, so you know exactly what to expect when you arrive. So snag the tickets without the stress with Game Time. Download the Game Time app, create an account, and use code CFBX for $20 off your first purchase. Terms apply. Again, create an account and redeem code CFBX for $20 off. Download Game Time today. Last minute tickets, lowest price guaranteed.
All right, moving on to the 7 p.m. time slot again here. We got the Calgary Flames against the New Jersey Devils. Game itself here is in New Jersey. Flames on the money line sitting at plus 120. Devils on the money line at minus 142. Over-under sitting at 6.5. Over at plus 100. The under minus 120 here. I don't know what to make of this game, man. Like, I don't know. The Flames, like, they're trading guys off, and then every time I watch them, they play like some okay hockey. And then the Devils are just an absolute shit show this year. Have not been good at home. They're 11-11-2 on the year. Fuck, dude. Like, I don't like doing pass games, and I'm not going to do a pass game. I'm going to take the Flames here at plus 120 as road dogs. Devils are banged up, dude. Obviously, Jack Hughes still out here. Tyler Toffoli's day-to-day with an illness I'm seeing. Goaltending has been so suspect. Nico Dawes expected to play. He's got a 3.43 goals against average, a .895 save percentage. I know Calgary's selling, but I can't bet any team that has Nico Dawes as their goalie right now. And if he's not playing, who is it? Fucking Vitek Vanacek? That's a joke. So give me the Flames, I guess, plus 120 dogs. Over under in this game. Last time these guys met, it went under. It was a 4-2 game. I think I had that as like my total, and I remember getting burned on that, even though I really liked the bet. I don't know. I'm staying away from the total in this game.
Yeah, this is a toss up here. I guess I would lean Calgary's way just because you can't trust the Devils. Whoever they put in net, especially with their injuries. Hughes probably still out. I know he practiced the other day. Toffoli questionable, you mentioned as well. But yeah, Calgary, it looks like they're going to sell. I saw Archer said he put a bet on them to make the playoffs. I don't know if I quite like that. I think they will still keep selling, but anytime you have Markstrom in there, they have a chance to win. So I would lean that way. Yeah, but also I think the over here is the easiest play. Over 6.5 at plus 100, minus 105. I did get over 6 at minus 125, so I do like having that push insurance, but I would still play it here at 6.5. Devils games just tend to go over, and Flames are capable of scoring too. So over here for me.
Check yourself, Talon. Vitek Vanacek is a legit NHL goalie.
Yeah, okay.
I'm just fucking with you. No, he's not. He was good against the Avs though. But anyway, Flames here. Flames all the way. Came through for me against the Bruins. I'm gonna ride them again. I liked a lot what I saw from that game. Flames. They got a bit of jump to them. They're still competing. You know, we know that they're sellers, but they're not believing that in the locker room. That's for sure. And the coaching staff will still coach these guys up to win these games. So with the Devils' injury struggles, I know they're competing. They believe that they can make the playoffs still and go deep. You know, after how great they were last season. But at some point, all these injuries are too much to overcome, and their goaltending was bad to begin with. Their defense was mediocre to begin with. I mean, Simon Nemec has come on strong. He's actually outperforming Luke Hughes, in my opinion, so far as rookie defenseman goes. So that's a good thing for the future. But for now, for this game, for Thursday, not the future. The Flames are going to win this game. Give me the plus 120. And, of course, Devils game, just automatic over. That's just the default play, even with Markstrom playing so well. It's just so the Devils find ways to score, and they find ways to let goals in. So over and the Flames money line. Oh, and one more thing. Jack Hughes is pretty close, but I think he's not ready till the weekend is what I'm hearing. But if Jack Hughes plays, then probably bail on the Flames money line. Actually, you know what? No, fuck that. I'd probably double down because, you know, the rising star theory, right? Once the big guy gets back, the rest of the team takes the night off. All this guy's back. He'll take care of us now. We don't have to give all our effort. So that's just something to monitor, though. If Jack Hughes comes back, just watch the line, see if you can get a better price. But I think that he'll be back on the weekend anyway. So
right on. All right, moving down to the 8 p.m. time slot. We got the Tampa Bay Lightning against the New York Islanders. Game itself is in New York here. Tampa Bay on the money line sitting at plus 100. Islanders on the money line at minus 120. Over-unders at 6. Both over-under paying off minus 110. Jolie, what's going on here? Bolts on the second night of a back-to-back. They got any chance of beating the Islanders or no?
No, they don't because Vasilevsky's playing tonight. That means our guy JJ. Do you want to see Hansen on the net for this game? Jonas Johansson versus Ilya Sorokin. That's a bad matchup to say the least. That's no good. That's like I don't know, me on a breakaway against Talon, and I don't even skate. Yeah. So hell
yeah, that's how high I am.
So yeah, give me the Islanders here. Just a huge mismatch. Lightning on the back-to-back, of course. Playing the Rangers now. It's a bigger, higher powered matchup, especially after the playoff matchup 2 years ago in the Eastern Conference Finals. Still some memories there, and then going to town with the Islanders, who are desperate to make the playoffs with Patrick Roy in town. Like, even they've only won 3 of the 5 games, but they've deserved better than that. They've been playing excellent in all those games except for the first one, which is one of the ones they won against the Stars. That was the only one where they really outplayed, in my opinion. I guess the Leafs too, but Sorokin was just tremendous in that one. And Pierre Engvall, of course. I'm sure you loved that, Talon.
Oh my god, this guy fucks me every way possible. Like,
we mentioned on the other show. How do you like the tribute video to Pierre Engvall?
So, noted follower of the Hockey Gambling Podcast on Twitter, Carlo Koliakovo, was in attendance for that game, and he said that literally there was 0 applause when they showed that tribute video inside the building, as
there should be.
Now, if they did a tribute video at the Marlies building at Ricoh Coliseum, I'm sure the place would have absolutely been electric. However, not happening.
So yeah, give me the Islanders here. Patrick Roy's got this team playing better. We talked about how terrible the Islanders were defensively under Lane Lambert. They were at Ducks level in terms of allowing shots. But now Patrick Roy's got them coached up, and they're allowing a lot fewer shots. And he's got the team playing a lot more freely, a lot less systematically. So give me the Islanders here. I think that they can still pull some wins together. Still don't think they make the playoffs, but they'll make a fight of it at least. Better goaltending matchup and all that. And for the total, I think it's right where it should be. Probably the line will go up with Jonas Johansson announced, but I'm probably not going to touch the total. Just give me the Islanders money line because Patrick Roy is gonna win this game.
Yeah, you can't bet on Jonas Johansson, even though he's 10-6-5 this year. So he's close to 500.
Losing record,
3.34 goals against, 894 save percentage. But so
2 shutouts.
Islanders here though, -120. Get in on this while you can, because that probably will rise once Johansson is confirmed for tomorrow. The Islanders, I don't know what to make of them, but also the Lightning on the road are not good. 10-13-2. Maybe bet overtime here. Islanders love to go to overtime and get that loser point. Maybe that's a nice, sprinkle there along with the Islanders money line. And the total, I guess, lean to the over because it's Johansson, but also lean to the under because it's the Islanders with Varlamov or Sorokin there. So pass on the total, but a play on the Islanders.
Pelech back too. Like, I know he's played for the last few games, but he's important for that defense.
Damn right he is. Keep this really fucking simple. You cannot bet Jonas Johansson in this game, like Jolie said, especially when he's against fucking Ilya Sorokin. So all over the Islanders here, man. This is a team that's been middle of the pack, like you guys touched on. But I agree with what Joel said. Patrick Roy has his team playing a bit more. I don't want to say exciting, but maybe a bit more energetic, I suppose would be the better.
Did you hear his quote?
What do you say?
You want to be a duck or you want to be an eagle?
I fucking love that. You want to be a duck or an eagle? Jolie's like, I'd rather be a duck, but all right, whatever.
I think he was talking about Pierre Engvall too. Like, Pierre Engvall was an eagle.
He was talking about I think Horvat standing up for Barzal on some sort of hit or something.
Oh, when Simone Benoit fucked him up. That's what happened. I'm serious. That's what it was. And then
right.
Yeah, somebody fought Benoit, I forget, or Horvat fought Benoit. Yeah, so you want to be an eagle or you want to be a duck? Either way, you're going to get rocked by the French Canadian. Anyways, give me the Islanders -120. I'm taking the under in this game, dude. I know that I just shit all over Jonas Johansson any which way possible, but this Islanders team still can't score. Fucking 24th in the league for goal scored per game. Tampa coming off the second night of a back-to-back. They got a big matchup tonight. I think they're going to be a little whatever that is on the ice. They're going to be a little And then, Sorokin's just been lights out. He was so good in that game against the Leafs, man. So I expect nothing less. Give me the under. Give me the Isles, baby. Okay, final game on the docket. 9 p.m. time slot here. We have the Vegas Golden Knights against the Arizona State University Coyotes. Game itself is in Arizona State University. Vegas on the money line set at -148. Yotes on the money line at +124. Over under is sitting at 5.5. Over paying off -118. The under -102 here. I don't know why. I thought Vegas was on the second night of a back-to-back here. They are not. So they will be coming into this game, kind of refreshed and ready to roll here. Toughie, man. This is a bit of a toughie. Vegas, yes, they're a pretty strong team. They're a great team. They're not that great on the road this year, dude. They got a 11-10-4 record, and we all know that the Arizona State University Coyotes are fucking sick when they're playing in Mordor in the Mullet Arena in the Shadow Realm. 15-9-0 on the year, man. Although the Yotes are currently on a 3-game losing streak, that kind of stinks for them. I like the Yotes here, dude. Give me Arizona plus 124 in this game. When the Desert Dogs are dogs in the desert, they find a way to get this shit done. So I'm going to be all over them in this game here. And then as far as over-under goes, I'm going to lean towards the under in this game, man. We got fucking Aiden Hill versus Connor Ingram. Whoop, whoop. It's the sound of goalie games. If you had told me last year we'd be doing goalie game sounds when we're talking about fucking these two goalies.
That's 2 shows in a row. I said the same thing last show with Aiden
Did you
Hill
say
and
the
Stuart
same
Skinner.
thing? 100%, dude. That's insane. But you know what? They've both been absolutely lights out. Aiden Hill healthy. He had a hell of a game the other night too against the Oilers here. So yeah, I love the under in this game. Even though it's at 5.5 minus 102, I'm going to be all over that baby. And yeah, that's it right there. Let's go.
Yeah, love the under here. Under 5.5 minus 102. Aiden Hill is back. Hopefully he can keep this going, get enough wins, get enough games played to get in the Vezina Trophy race if Hellebuck falls out of it. And yeah, Connor Ingram has been solid. He's confirmed to start tomorrow over Vedmelka, who, Ingram's been good recently. Allowed 6 to Tampa Bay, but Tampa Bay is gonna do that to you, especially on the second half of a back-to-back. And I would take Arizona here, but the only thing that scares me is that they haven't played a game yet. So this is going to be their first game back. Maybe have a little bit of rust. Meanwhile, Vegas, played a big win against Edmonton, broke their winning streak. So, but these are two teams very good at home, not as good on the road. So if I had to, I would lean to Arizona at plus 124, but I'm only betting the under 5.5 here at minus 102.
Lean to the Knights. Big letdown spot after the big win over the Oilers, though, and lean to the under 5.5. But I don't want to talk about this game. I want to talk about the game that the Knights played against the Oilers last night. That was the best game of the season, one of the top 5 anyway. That was pure playoff hockey. Like that was scary from the Knights. Like when they scored that 2-1 goal, you never thought the Oilers were going to score again. That's what the Knights can do. That's what you were talking about in the last show too. When it comes to like the difference between playoff performers versus regular season, like the Knights have another level that other teams can't get to. Like when you play like those close, gritty games, Knights reach that level when they really wanted to win a game. That's what they can do. I know they struggle this season. They've had injuries and all that, but when they really put it on, they're a scary fucking team. And I could see them like going. They're probably going to play the Oilers in the first round. So that's kind of scary for us Oilers bettors, but that's something we'll deal with down the road. But yeah, for that game, that was great hockey. Aiden Hill was unreal. Stuart Skinner wasn't bad either, but yeah, that was a pre-cum of what's going to happen in the playoffs there.
What? Wait, what?
We had some pre-cum going on there. Like we're going to explode in the playoffs. Yeah, that was some. Yeah, that's how I felt about that game. Come on.
They were living on the edge, I guess you could say.
Yeah, we were living on the edge. Yeah. Anyway, that was a good game. Had a lot of fun. Knobloch is done for Jack Adams. Excellent result for us. Yeah, but for this game, lean to the Knights, lean to the under. It's just tough back in the Knights after such a gritty performance like that. Like they were celebrating like they won a playoff game. Like they were ecstatic that they fucking smashed the Oilers record hopes. So yeah, that's why I'm staying away. But if I had to bet the game, I'd bet the Knights.
All right. Ads.
All right.
Oh, we do have ads. Hall of Fame bets. Win bigger by betting smarter this season with Hall of Fame bets, the sports betting analytics platform for parlays, player props, and game lines. Research every bet with historical stats and data. Enter any parlay idea into Hall of Fame Bet's revolutionary parlay optimizer tool to get hit rates broken down by leg, as well as an expected probability for the entire parlay. Sort all players by hit rate for any bet to learn which players are hot and which picks have value. Stop betting in the dark and join over 30,000 users researching with Hall of Fame Bets to craft more intelligent, data-driven parlays. Download the Hall of Fame Bets app or visit hrfbets.com and use code SGPN to get 50% off your first month today. Start researching, start winning with Hall of Fame Bets. Sounded like Bowie wanted to get in on some Hall of Fame bets there. He was meowing.
That's the only types of bets he makes, buddy, is Hall of Fame bets. Let's go. All right, we're going to move into our lock dogs and totals here. Current standings. Joel Meyer's killing it. He's got a record of 45-38-1, up 10.05 units. I got a record of 37-47, down 16.4 units. Ryan's got a record of 33-50-1, down 19.57 units. But things are going to be looking up. But you know what this is for you and I, Ryan? This is the pre-cum before the comeback. You know, there's a theme on this show, right? So this is going to be the pre-cum, and then we're going to be fully coming back after this. So we're going to start bagging things out. I'm going to go first on this one. I'm going to take the for my lock Winnipeg Jets on the money line versus Philadelphia Flyers minus 155. Winnipeg on a 4-game losing streak coming into this game. Obviously, they want to right this ship, and I expect the boys to show up here against Philly. For my dog, Colorado moneyline plus 120 versus Carolina. I'm fading Kochetkov. I think he's a shit goalie, and I think that the likes of McKinnon is going to be licking his chops to score 7 on his own this game. And then for my total, Vegas, Arizona, under 5.5, minus 102. 2 excellent goalies in Aiden Hill and Connor Ingram going at it here as well. Vegas is not a great team on the road. Arizona's better at home. I think they're going to up the pressure here. So give me the under 5.5, minus 102.
All right, my lock. I'm going with the total here. Canucks Bruins under 6 minus 108. We talked about it, expecting to see some playoff hockey between these playoff teams. So hopefully that stays under there. My dog is the Panthers on the puck line at plus 102 against the Capitals. Capitals are just not a good hockey team right now. Panthers are going to want to bounce back after a tough loss to the Flyers. And then my total is the Flames Devils over 6.5 at plus 100 here. It's a Devils game. Got to take the over.
Yeah, don't really love this slate. Haven't bet anything aggressively, but give me the Islanders money line for my lock minus 120 against the fighting Jonas Johanssons and the Tampa Bay Lightning. Giving my dog Flames money line on the road against the Devils, just too banged up, and the Flames have something going now. Plus 120 is that price, and total Caps Panthers under 6 at minus 125. Game state says Panthers win this game 3-2. They like to sit on leads. They're not going to push the pace, and the Caps just can't score. Although Ovechkin, nice seeing him finally score in the previous game against the Canadiens in a 5-2 loss. But yeah, I don't know if it's going to happen again. So yeah, 7 goals in this game. It's a stretch of the imagination to see that happening. So Caps Panthers under 6.
I forgot to add, Ryan, consensus plays for this game slate. Do we have any?
Yeah,
that was my bad.
We have quite a few. We have 6 consensus plays on this 7-game slate. We got Winnipeg Flyers under 5.5 minus 110, Panthers in regulation minus 160, or just play the Panthers and under parlay that Joel said. Canucks Bruins under 6 at minus 108, Flames plus 120. We lean that way at least, as well as the over 6.5 minus 105, Islanders minus 120 against Jonas Johansson. And then Vegas, Arizona, under 5.5 at minus 102.
Right on. Very nice. Gentlemen, what do you think? Do we have time for a quick segment? We can run through it pretty quickly.
Let's do it. Let's see what you got, Joel.
We'll
Make it a quickie.
Don't you worry. We already had the pre-cum, so this one.
Don't make it a long edge here.
So anybody unaware of the lore, we have the segment master. This is an undisclosed person that I will tell you is lurking in our Discord fairly often that comes up with all these segments and pitches them to us. So if you don't like the segment, no, but if you don't like the segment though, you can't bitch at us 3, and that's to go for all of our segments. We get it from an undisclosed source. But this new segment he called, and this is a doozy. It's called, Is the End in Sight or Is the Future Bright? In which case, we will be running through a player, a personnel of some sort, talking about this scenario, and you guys have to tell me, is the end in sight for this person or is their future bright? Gentlemen, are we ready? I hope so.
Let's go.
Okay. First player on the docket, we have none other. And we're going to be talking about a theme here. Brady Tkachuk's tenure with the Ottawa Senators. Brady Tkachuk has played 47 games this year. He's got 22 goals, 19 assists, and 41 points. The Sens are sitting at a record of 20, 25, and 2, 7th in the Atlantic with 47 games played. A lot of controversy, a lot of talk going on about the construction of this team around the city of Ottawa. Jolie, I'm going to start with you. Brady Tkachuk's time in Ottawa. Is the end in sight or is the future looking bright?
Future's bright, absolutely. I know you don't like to hear it, but the Sens are going to be good next year. I'll be back on the Sens bandwagon. They'll be a great regular season team. Don't know if they'll go far in the playoffs, but I'm already looking at whoever they hire for their permanent coach to win Jack Adams for 2024. I think that'll be a strong candidate. And Brady Tkachuk is going to be a key piece of them going forward. So, yeah, I love Brady Tkachuk in the Sens. They need him around. I know they have a lot of problems, but they could fix that shit in the offseason with a new GM in town. They really have too many. What is it? Left-handed defensemen like Shabbat, Chikrin, and Jake Sanderson. Like they got to spread things around. Maybe move one of them for another piece. But I think the Sens can figure it out. So Brady Tkachuk will be a big part of that, and I think that he'll be there for the long run.
Yeah, I agree. Future's bright there. He's the captain. He's not going to get moved. If someone gets moved, it'll be Norris or Shane Pinto or Ridley Grieg or whoever there or defenseman. I know they're looking to move Chikrin. So Kachuk's the captain. Unfortunately, Talon, he's going to be there for the long haul.
Pinto has been hot in the rumor
Pinto's
mill for the
great.
Avalanche. Like
really,
you looking to pick him up for a number of seasons. That'd be awesome.
That way, I think any team would be happy to have him. He's actually sick. I think short term the future is bright. However, if we do this same old song and dance next year with this team that has all the hype, supposed to be a contender, and they come out and they shit the bed next season, I don't know, boys. Let me tell you right now, the Sens aren't going to want to trade Brady Tkachuk. The only way he will be out is if he demands out. It's as simple as that. A lot comes with that, being the captain, of course. It may not be the best look, but I'm just going to say, for the short term, future's looking bright. But if we get another year and a half of this, if they don't turn it around this year too, I don't know, man. The end might be in sight for good old Brady Tkachuk, baby. Let's go. All right, moving down to the
get Berube in there, and they'll be fine next year. Berube for Jack Adams. I'm on board. Joel.
There's a lot of good coaching options available for next year for this team.
Oh, yeah.
Right.
Joel Quenneville back in the league. Come on.
There's plenty of guys, dude. Even Jay Woodcroft. I still thought he was a great coach. Okay, moving down. We're going to be talking about General Manager of the Los Angeles Kings, Robert Blake. It's weird calling him Robert. Robbie Blake. Currently, recent standings. Obviously, the Kings fired Todd McClellan. That was a Blake decision. They're 3-5-2 in their last 10 games. It's been ugly for a while there. They started out strong. The thing he's under fire for this year, obviously, the Pierre-Luc Dubois trade in which they gave up Gabriel Velarde, Alex Salafalo, Rasmus Kupari, and a second-round pick as well. They signed Dubois for 8 years at $8.5 million. You are GM of the LA Kings, Rob Blake. Mr. Ryan Gilbert. Is the end in sight, or is the future looking bright?
Yeah, I think this one might be where the end ends in sight. McClellan might take the fall as the coach, but I could see them wanting to go a different direction at GM. Blake's obviously did great there, helped them win a cup or two. I'm not sure when he exactly started there, but they're going to have to rebuild sometime. They have Kopitar, Doughty are going to be retiring soon. They don't exactly look like they have enough good young pieces. I mean, Byfield's been okay. Brent Clark's been okay, but they may want to go in a different direction for the rebuild. So given those two options, I would say that the end is in sight for Rob Blake.
Yeah, he was an assistant GM when they won the cup in their second cup. Yeah, he took over in 2017 as the full-time GM. But no, I don't think that he's got problems at all. Like this has been a really quick rebuild. Like they're having some troubled times here, but it's not a big deal. I don't think it's largely because of some bad shooting and some bad goaltending. But they'll figure it out. They have a bunch of prospects coming up. I know they had a terrible trade with the Dubois thing, but I don't think that's enough to sink the ship. So I think Rob Blake will be around for a long time yet. I mean, you got to give the guy a little bit more time with this rebuild. Like they got a ton of talent. Like even the prospect pipeline coming up. There's some players. And even with the players they have right now are, they're a legitimate team. And it didn't even take too long. Like Kopitar and Doughty aren't even retired yet. And they're already like another competitive team. Like that was a really quick rebuild. Like it's kind of like what the Rangers did. But yeah, I'm high what Rob Blake is doing down there in LA.
I'm not as optimistic as Joel here, man. I look at some of the more recent deals. Yes, what they've been able to build over the past couple of years has been great, but some of the moves that I'm seeing lately, I don't love. Like, why are you getting rid of Travis Dermott? Or not Travis Dermott, sorry. Wow. Fucking Sean Dursey, exactly. Like, why are you this guy's been an absolute stud for Arizona here, and he was playing great hockey when he was with the Kings. So there's a couple things like that. The Pierre-Luc Dubois trade. I'm sorry, man. I don't think that we can over exaggerate just how shit this has worked out to be here. And it's gotten to the point where a lot of rumblings are that this guy's a bit of a problem in the dressing room too, man. And who is that on? Look at the assets you gave up to go and get this player, though. And this isn't kind of the first kind of time that we've seen this. We all remember the infamous shift that he had in Columbus, demanding out of Winnipeg after getting there and stuff. This falls on the GM for not doing his homework and then to give the guy 8 years at 8.5. Like, that's fucked up, dude. I owe an apology to Archer because when they made that deal, I was saying I think that Pierre-Luc Dubois can still be a top centerman in this league, at least a top 2. And Archer was like, well, what the fuck has he done to prove it? And, maybe I was a little too caught up on his draft stock and what we saw from him when he was a younger player, but he's showing that he just doesn't give a fuck.
He bodied the Leafs in Columbus when you guys played the playoffs.
He was Eric Lindros out there. It was fucking insane. So to see the full 180 from this player, it's absolutely insane, man. And that falls directly on the GM. And look at the players that they gave away. And I hate to say it, but like Drew Doughty's not getting old any younger, man. You could use a Sean Durzi on this back end right now to help out. So I don't know. And goaltending, what the fuck are we doing in net with this team? So I don't know, man. I think that the end might be in sight for old Rob Blake there.
Yeah, looking at his offseason, that Dubois trade, the Durzi trade, but also they were the third team in the Provorov trade. They gave Sean Walker to the Flyers. They got rid of the Cal Peterson contract, but also gave up a second-round pick and Hals Grans, who is a decent defensive prospect. And the Flyers should be able to get at least a second for And
Walker. Who gave Cal Peterson that contract? Rob Blake.
There you go.
So, I don't know, man. Okay, we got 2 more. Maybe we'll just do one. We'll run through it quickly. Joel, we'll go to you here. You are Leon Draisaitl's remaining time in Edmonton, okay? Leon Draisaitl this year has 46 games played, 23 goals, 35 assists for 58 points. He has a year and a half left of an 8-year deal worth $8.5 million. He is going to be eligible for an extension as of July 1st of this year. Leon Draisaitl's time in Edmonton, is the end in sight or is the future looking bright? What do we think here?
My thinking is irrelevant because it'll all depend on what Connor McDavid's thinking is. If Connor McDavid is staying, Leon Draisaitl is staying. That's all it comes down to. Leon Draisaitl is not moving anywhere as long as Connor McDavid is still around. But if Connor McDavid is signaling that he wants to move, then Leon Draisaitl is not signing a long-term deal. Absolutely not. But I'm not a fortune teller. I'm not a psychic. I'm not capable of reading people's minds. Certainly not hockey players in Edmonton. So that's just my thinking. If Connor McDavid stays, Leon stays, and that's all there is to it.
I think is this future bright. I think it could be the opposite way. I could see the Oilers going above and beyond to lock up Draisaitl in an attempt to also lock up McDavid either the next year or whenever he is, because that's the Oilers' ticket right now. They don't have a lot of high salary guys. Looking at their cap friendly page, that Nurse contract is looking bad at $9.2 million, but they have to keep McDavid and Draisaitl. Like that's what they have. They have no other centers really coming up or on the team right now, so they have to do what they can with those two. So I think that he's there for probably potentially his whole career.
Does he want?
I don't think McDavid is going anywhere, so Draisaitl is not going anywhere either. That's my read.
I'm not so now.
Oh, yeah.
I'm just saying. No. That's not what I'm saying at all. I just want to look at one little thing here. I just want to get one little thing. Do. New clause. Starting July 22nd. Leon Draisaitl does not have a full no move clause. Leon Draisaitl has a 10-team no trade list from what I'm seeing right now.
Mm-hmm. So you think
if you're the Oilers, if discussions are going nowhere and you're before the trade deadline next year and you're not sure that you're signing this player, can you risk walking Leon Draisaitl into free agency?
That's not a deadline move. It's either this offseason they talk to him and they trade him in the offseason. Unless they're not in the playoffs next year, and then they potentially move him. Like if like McDavid gets hurt or something, or if Skinner turns back into a pumpkin. But you can't trade Leon Draisaitl in season if
they trade him. Connor McDavid is gone.
100%.
That's all there is to it.
Well, what if they trade him for like a younger center and a younger defenseman to like shore things up with McDavid?
Shane Pinto and fucking Jacob
Shane Pinto
Chychrun.
and Jacob Chychrun. There you go. And a
First
first round pick.
Look at how close McDavid and Draisaitl are at the
They are
All-Star
very
game.
close.
They are
They're
buddies,
boys,
man.
yo.
Yeah.
But now, what about the side of it that I think it's safe to say that Draisaitl has been significantly underpaid for the past fucking 6 years of this contract here. This guy's looking and should be looking for over 13 sheets. He's going to make more than what Matthews signed for, and rightfully so. He's a better fucking player. So, like, do the Oilers think about what you're going to have to give McDavid after you give Draisaitl fucking $14 million? Like, that's a lot of money, bro.
Yeah.
They'll make it work. I mean, if the Leafs can do it with 4 players, the Oilers can do it with 2.
That's a fair point. And 2 very valuable players to have. So interesting. All right, one last quick one. Run through it real quick. Leafs head coach Sheldon Keefe. Future looking bright, or is the end in sight for Sheldon Keefe? What are your thoughts here, Gilbert?
I think you got to start this one, Talon. What do you think?
I think that even though it's not his fault, the end might be in sight here. Now, unless this team wins 2 rounds in the playoffs this year, and depending on that's a lot to ask for, but it's not his fault. Look at the fucking roster construction, bro. Like, look at the defense of this team is icing on a nightly basis. This is absolutely fucking insane. It's not his fault. I'm sorry, but Brad Treliving kind of fucked Sheldon Keefe heading into this year with who they have on the back end, man. There's no other way around it. Sheldon Keefe is basically begging for help. He's scratching players. He's fucking benching power play units. He's willingly going out there saying, I don't know who to trust on my team. And that is all but a public cry for help, saying, I need some fucking players I can trust on my back end. So, whether it's his fault or not, it is his responsibility to get these boys firing. And, the talent's just not there on the back end to make it happen. So if they don't go on a playoff run this year, unfortunately, I love the guy. I think the end might be in sight for one Sheldon Keefe.
I agree. I think the end is in sight if they don't win 2 rounds or have a good showing in the second round at the very least. You mentioned there's a bunch of good coaching options available. You can complain about him not doing it, but Boston. I saw a tweet today. Like, Boston's doing that with Coyle and Zacha, having better point projections than Krejci and Bergeron. And I know it comes down to goaltending. Like, Boston has Swayman and Allmark, and Toronto has Samsonov, who's been very, very hot and cold. But Sheldon Keefe's had a few years with this core, and he hasn't been able to get anything out of it. So I think if there's a big change in the offseason, it'll be him.
Yeah, I don't have much to add there. I'm more interested to see what the Leafs do with the trade deadline. I think that they'll need to determine, that's the read I'm getting right now, because people feel that this team isn't good enough to win anyway. So why sell off assets to get a Chris Tanev or whatever? But I think that they need time. But with all these deals coming in early, that just pushes up the price for the other guys. So even if the Leafs do think that they're good enough to win the cup, you're going to have to pay a lot more to get these quality players at the end of the day. So Leafs are in a tough position. And as for Sheldon Keefe, I don't think it's really his fault. Brad Treliving, I don't think, had a great first half of his tenure there, taking over for Dubas, but we'll see. I'm totally neutral, but you're right. I don't think that he's surviving the season regardless.
All right, we've gone long, boys. Let's wrap this up here. Everybody go check out the Sports Gambling Podcast Network website. That's the place to be. Tons of stuff in the world of sports. We got an awesome weekend, bro. We got the fucking Super Bowl, the Waste Management Open. I'm sure there's tons of hockey going on too, dude. So tons of stuff in the world of sports. You can find all that information at the SGPN website. That's the place to be. Go check it out. Read the articles. Check out all the other shows. Check out Ryan's fantasy hockey articles. He's pumping out weekly. But he's an absolute killer doing those, man. So be sure to go read those. Maybe keep an eye out for some new HGP merch, Hockey Gambling Podcast merch around the corner. Who knows about that? We'll have to see. Maybe something's cooking. Maybe it's not. Who knows? And of course, shout out to all our friends and pals in the Discord. Always popping off. That's the place to be, man. Discord is fucking sick, dude. I'm sure it's absolutely buzzing right now. I haven't looked, but these games about to start. I'm going to go in there and see what everybody's saying, dude. So shout out to all our friends and pals in there. If you're not in the Discord, first of all, you're not making money. Second of all, you can reach out to myself or Ryan on Twitter. We'll point you in the right direction, or you can reach out to the HGP Twitter account. Social media assistant producer will get you going, rocking and rolling, getting in there. Or what you can do is just go to I don't really got an opinion on this store. And when you go to I don't got the opinion on this store, you'll see our very own Joel Meyer. And you'll be like, hey, Joel, how do you feel about this? He's like, I don't really got an opinion on it, but that's cool too. And then, when you're in there, you can be like, hey, how do I get in the Discord? And he's like, yeah, that's how you get in the Discord. And you'll be like, okay, is the Discord cool? And he'll be like, well, I don't really have an opinion on that, but it's all good, So that's how you get in the Discord too.
You want a hot take or you want a real take? If I don't have either, then I'm not going to give no take. I'm not going to give no take then.
I respect it. I respect it.
Yeah, we're gonna get new merch potentially coming out. I mentioned last show, it could be a headband coming out. This hat I'm wearing here is new. It came in the mail yesterday. Cool blue gradient hat here. So make sure you check that out. sg.pn/store, and then go to the Hockey Gilbert podcast. Check out all that good stuff. Leave us a 5-star rating and review on Apple or Spotify. So I have something to read here at the end of the show.
Give us a review how sick Joel's jacket was that he was wearing. That thing actually looked dope. I dig it.
Everybody loves that shit, man. I should wear it more often. Man.
You should. Yeah. It's cool. Looks good on you. All right, everybody. My name is Talon Jenkins. You can find me pre-coming at Twitter at Talon_Jenkins94.
I'm Ryan Gilbert. You can follow me on Twitter at rgilbertsop.
And I'm Joel Meyer. No show tomorrow because I'll be sweating my balls off over the NFL awards show starting at 9 Eastern time. Oh man, if Myles Garrett doesn't win Defensive Player of the Year, if Will Anderson doesn't win Defensive Rookie of the Year, I'll be fucking cursing. If Kevin Stefanski somehow wins Coach of the Year, I'll be fucking ecstatic. But I think it's gonna be Ryan's, which is okay, but not ideal. Anyway,
right on, man. Thanks for hanging out. Peace.